In a region long accustomed to the roar of fighter jets and the thunder of airstrikes, this time something unfolded in an eerily silent way. Instead of the usual noisy spectacle of modern warfare, this was a mysterious and unbelievably precise attack carried out in the dead of night, far from the public eye, where no curious gaze could witness what happened. The targets were deeply buried nuclear facilities in Iran, considered virtually impenetrable. No aircraft were detected. No early warning systems were triggered. But when the sun rose, massive craters in the ground stood as undeniable evidence that a highly sophisticated strike had occurred. What left military analysts stunned, however, was the complete absence of any trace, no signal, no wreckage, no clue as to what platform delivered the blow. Initial reports suggest that the weapon used may very well have been one of the most advanced and elusive strategic aircraft ever built by the United States, the B-2 Spirit, a heavy stealth strategic bomber. At this moment in time, it remains the only aircraft in the world capable of penetrating such heavily fortified targets without being seen or intercepted. Unveiled in 1989, the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit revolutionized the concept of strategic bombing. This wasn't just another combat aircraft, it became a symbol of stealth technology taken to a whole new level. Unlike traditional bombers, invisibility to radar wasn't a secondary feature, it was the core principle around which the entire aircraft was designed. The B-2 was born out of a highly classified U.S. defense project during the final stages of the Cold War. By the early 1980s, the United States faced an increasingly modernized Soviet air defense network capable of detecting and destroying conventional bombers long before they reached their targets. In response, the Pentagon launched an ambitious program to develop an aircraft that could evade radar entirely and render enemy defenses obsolete. The result was the B-2. Its design was based on a flying wing concept, an idea that Northrop had been experimenting with since the 1940s, but only perfected decades later. The final form was a sleek triangular shape with no vertical stabilizers, minimal surface area, and gently rounded edges, all meticulously engineered to deflect radar waves and reduce visibility. On top of that, the aircraft's skin is coated with radar-absorbent materials and all weapons are carried internally, further minimizing its radar cross-section. As a result, the B-2's radar signature is said to be no larger than that of a bird. And what's even more impressive is that, despite its massive size, with a wingspan of 172 feet, about 52 meters wider than a Boeing 747, the B-2 can still vanish completely from enemy radar systems. Capable of flying at high subsonic speeds, the B-2 can reach altitudes above 50,000 feet, around 15,200 meters. Its range extends to roughly 11,000 kilometers, and with aerial refueling, it can strike anywhere on the globe directly from U.S. soil. Another remarkable feature is its payload capacity, up to 40,000 pounds, approximately 18,000 kilograms of ordnance, including both conventional and nuclear weapons. But what truly sets it apart is its ability to deploy the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, a 30,000-pound, about 14,000 kilograms. Bunker-busting bomb designed specifically to destroy heavily fortified underground facilities. The B-2's unmatched combination of stealth, global reach, and payload versatility has made it one of the most powerful deterrent tools ever created. Even today, it remains at the forefront of military operations that require absolute secrecy, unmatched precision, and overwhelming effectiveness. The Massive Ordnance Penetrator, MOP, is one of the most powerful non-nuclear weapons ever developed. Designed specifically to eliminate deeply buried targets, the MOP weighs an astonishing 30,000 pounds and is capable of penetrating up to 60 meters, about 200 feet, through natural terrain like soil and rock, and up to 18 meters, approximately 60 feet, of reinforced concrete. This makes it the only viable non-nuclear option in the U.S. arsenal for neutralizing heavily fortified military bunkers like those believed to exist in North Korea or Iran. Despite being packed with cutting-edge technology, the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber requires only a two-person crew, a pilot and a mission commander. Its cockpit is fully digitized, featuring fly-by-wire controls, terrain-following radar, and advanced threat avoidance software that helps the aircraft evade enemy radar and surface-to-air missiles automatically. The B-2 was engineered for low-altitude penetration, allowing it to slip past enemy air defenses while maintaining full stealth capabilities throughout its mission from takeoff to return. However, maintaining that invisibility comes at a high cost. After every mission, the aircraft's entire exterior, coated with radar-absorbent material, must be meticulously inspected and treated by ground crews. This maintenance process can take several days, making each B-2 not just a marvel of engineering, but also a cost-intensive asset. That said, the results speak for themselves. The B-2's combat debut occurred during NATO's 1999 bombing campaign in Kosovo. In that single operation, just 6 B-2 bombers flew 50 missions, delivering roughly 11% of all the bombs dropped during the campaign, a striking testament to its efficiency and effectiveness. In the years that followed, the B-2 continued to play a crucial role in the opening strikes of U.S. air campaigns in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya, often delivering precise, high-value attacks before enemy defenses could react. Compared to Cold War-era bombers like the B-52 Stratofortress and B-1B Lancer, the B-2 may not win in raw speed or maximum payload capacity. However, in modern warfare, where stealth and precision are far more valuable than brute force, the B-2 has proven indispensable, especially for penetrating well-defended enemy territory where older bombers would be quickly detected and neutralized. Moreover, unlike its conventional counterparts, the B-2 is virtually invisible to radar even from hundreds of miles away. This allows it to strike deep behind enemy lines, deliver payloads with pinpoint accuracy, and escape undetected. It is this element of surprise and survivability that has made the B-2 a game-changer in 21st century warfare. However, such capability comes at a steep price. The B-2 Spirit is the most expensive aircraft ever built, with a unit cost exceeding $2 billion. Originally, the U.S. Air Force planned to acquire 132 bombers, but after the Cold War ended, the program was significantly downsized. In total, only 21 B-2s were built. Of those, 19 remain in active service, 1 was lost in an accident, and 1 is held in strategic reserve. Despite being over 3 decades old, the B-2 still remains a cornerstone of America's nuclear deterrence strategy. It represents the airborne leg of the U.S. nuclear triad alongside land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, and submarine-launched ballistic missiles. With its blend of stealth, intercontinental range, and flexible payload capacity, the B-2 can launch from American soil and reach any target on the planet without warning. The next-generation stealth bomber of the United States, the B-21 Raider, is now entering its final testing phases, marking a major milestone in the future of America's defense strategy. Expected to surpass its predecessor in stealth capabilities, the B-21 is designed to be easier to maintain and, most notably, can be integrated with advanced automation technologies, paving the way for combat missions that rely far less on human operators than ever before. That said, the B-2 Spirit has not yet completed its historic mission. At least until the mid-2030s, this iconic stealth bomber will continue to serve a strategic role in the U.S. Air Force fleet. To ensure that it remains operationally relevant, the B-2 is undergoing continuous upgrades, including the replacement of legacy communication systems with digital technologies, updates to its defensive electronic systems, and integration with future high-tech weapon systems. At a time when major global powers are expanding their military influence, especially as China ramps up its nuclear arsenal and Russia pours resources into upgrading long-range air defense systems, the need for stealth combat platforms has become more urgent than ever. Thanks to its ability to evade radar and penetrate deep into enemy territory, the B-2 remains a vital trump card in America's global deterrence strategy. Recently, although not officially confirmed, reports have emerged suggesting the B-2 has been deployed in the Middle East, sparking widespread speculation. Whether true or not, the mere rumor of its presence sends a powerful strategic message to both allies and adversaries. The United States still dominates the global battle space and is prepared to act without warning. In truth, the ability to strike with precision anywhere on the planet without detection has become the defining feature of the B-2 Spirit. It's not just a military aircraft, it's a symbol of modern deterrence born out of Cold War tensions and continually sharpened through decades of technological innovation. Although its unique silhouette has become familiar to military enthusiasts, the B-2's real-world operations remain shrouded in secrecy. No one knows where it comes from, which path it takes, or when it strikes. Everything happens under a veil of absolute darkness. As one former U.S. Air Force commander once said, "If you see it, it's already too late." Don't forget to follow the channel to keep exploring thrilling military stories, secret war tech, and the game-changing superweapons shaping the future of global conflict.